Hey everyone, you know those fortunate enough to be able to buy huge, lavish homes have a wide variety of options to choose from, such as ones in private communities to houses in extremely remote locations or that are surrounded by large areas of privately owned land. Arguably though, the best of all are the ones that have stunning waterfront locations, with beautiful ocean views and access to the water. So it's time to take a tour around the world to some of the best houses money can buy. Let's begin today's video and have a look at the top 15 incredible mansions by the ocean. Number 15. Castillo, Caribe, Georgetown, Grand Cayman. Located on the southern coast of Georgetown on Grand Cayman Island, Castillo Caribe was built in 2008 in a new private community. Offering 48,000 square feet of floor space, it's got 8 bedrooms, 14 bathrooms, a game room, an indoor theater, and a fully equipped gym and spa suite. There's also an outdoor kitchen, a sauna, a stunning swimming pool, and even its own helipad to make access incredibly easy. But of course, it's this mansion's position directly next to the pristine white sandy beach and the ocean that take it to the next level. There's a small jetty and a boathouse that enable owners to take in the water whenever they want, as well as a wine cellar and a dedicated bar, which provides plenty of opportunities to entertain. Luxurious properties are fairly common in the Cayman Islands, thanks to its role as an offshore tax haven, and the designers of Castillo Caribe were more than aware of that and used it in the marketing materials when they first sold it. Recently on the market for around $60 to $70 million, this truly has to be one of the most incredible oceanfront retreats you'll find anywhere in the world. And with sunshine throughout the year, it's far more than simply a summer vacation home. Number 14. Turtle Tail Estates, Turks and Caicos. Set within a 4.5-acre peninsula on the coast of Providenciales, the main island of Turks and Caicos, the Turtle Tail Estate is a stunning compound that's one of the best waterfront locations you'll find in the Caribbean. With 15,000 square feet of covered living space, along with a private 1,400-foot stretch of water frontage, it's also got 90 feet of private dock that can be used for mooring your yacht. Inside the main house, there are 5 bedrooms, all of which are en suite, and there's a further guest cottage with 2 bedrooms. Most activities, of course, focus on the outdoors, with wraparound infinity pool with LED lighting and numerous outdoor lounge and daybed areas. Even a fire pit daybed pavilion, a tennis court, and immaculately landscaped grounds. And you know, inside is just as impressive, with a professional-grade kitchen, a screening room, a games room, a wine cellar, a fitness suite, and a stunning ocean-facing office. For $25 million, you'd struggle to find anything at the same price that beats the Turtle Tail Estate. And even if the owner plans to use it as a vacation home, the on-site guardhouse has further accommodation for staff, which means there can be a continual presence even when you aren't there. Number 13. La Follia, Palm Beach. Palm Beach is, of course, one of the most prestigious oceanfront locations in the United States, and it's where you'll find countless stunning properties. But La Follia, which was previously owned by an award-winning Broadway producer, is surely one of the best there. Selling in 2019 for a reported $105 million, it boasts 37,000 square feet of floor space, which has all been designed in an Italian Renaissance style. This means there's an ornate and lavish decor throughout the 13 bedrooms and 18 bathrooms, and further extends into the outdoor spaces. Also featuring all the amenities you'd expect, such as a screening room, a fitness suite, a huge kitchen, plenty of living and entertainment spaces, and even a private sitting room and office within the master bedroom. This property leverages its glorious location by using large windows wherever possible to give unencumbered views out across the ocean. One of the other reasons why this mansion commanded such a price is that it's on a large plot of undeveloped land that, with the landscaped gardens, provides a great deal of seclusion. Even if some of the neighboring plots, which are empty, are eventually developed, they'll also be turned into luxurious properties that maintain the peace, calm, and privacy that La Follia currently enjoys. Number 12. Casa Kimball, Dominican Republic. Built in 2009, the ultra-modern Casa Kimball is on a cliffront location on the northern coast of the Dominican Republic, with incredible views out across the Atlantic Ocean. Inside, there are 8 suites, each of which is angled towards this vista, and they've also been designed to be impossible to see from any neighboring properties or publicly accessible land in order to provide complete privacy. The building's been created in such a way that the interior spaces seem to blend seamlessly into the exterior, which allows cool ocean breezes to pass through on hot days, but can also be closed up to retain the warmth inside when needed. An incredible infinity pool leads up to the cliff edge to give the impression that you're swimming in the endless ocean. And the added cliffside jacuzzi is a particularly nice touch, where guests can relax and be surrounded by the roar of the waves crashing below. With around 20,000 square feet of interior space, 2 indoor and 2 outdoor lounges, and an outdoor bar area, the materials used in its construction were chosen both because they were locally sourced and because they drastically reduced the overall energy requirements. It's a plot of paradise in a wonderful Caribbean location, and once you've moved in, you'd be hard-pressed to find any reason to leave. Number 11. Foote's Key Island, the Bahamas. The Bahamas is made up of at least 700 different islands, and a large number of the smaller ones are privately owned. This gives people the opportunity to develop their own incredible island paradise, and one of the most impressive of all is Foote's Key Island. The 20-acre outcrop in the Sea of Abaco has a stunning 11,000 square feet, which has 9 bedrooms and 7.5 baths, all with vaulted ceilings, huge doorways, and a limestone floor. It's surrounded by verandas that lead neatly into the interior rooms and intuitively guide you toward the outdoor living and dining areas. There's also a separate 2-bedroom guest cottage, a harbor for 2 yachts, and 2 docks, of course. What's really special about this property is that there are ocean views in every direction, and with no other residences for several miles, you'll truly feel like you're in your own intimate private space. The official floor area may not be the biggest, but with sandy beaches and landscaped gardens, the rest of the island certainly makes up for that, and would be where you'd spend most of your time anyway. The biggest surprise is possibly that when it was last sold, Foote's Key Island was listed for just $8.7 million, far less than a much smaller beachside property in the popular parts of the US would set you back. Number 10. Oke Beach House, New Zealand. New Zealand's home to some of the most beautiful natural scenery you'll find anywhere in the world, but it's not all about mountainous landscapes there. The surrounding ocean and islets are just incredible to look out over, and that's why Oke Beach House on the Bay of Islands has become so well known. This private property, which was occasionally made available for rental, was purposefully built to make the most of the views across the bay, and has a huge main living area that opens out onto it. With 6 bedrooms, 4 of which are large en-suites, and 5 bathrooms, it's got a custom-designed outdoor deck with fireplace, modern decor throughout, and private balconies attached to each of the bedrooms. There are 2 sandy beaches within just 3 minutes walk of the house, and despite giving the impression that it's remote, it's not too far away from a local town and stores. You might feel like it's lacking in some of the amenities you'd expect from a luxury mansion, but as it comes with its own boat mooring, this is a place that's designed for adventurous people who'll explore the waterways during the day and have a peaceful and vibrant place to sit back, relax, and watch the sunset with a glass of wine in the evening. Number 9. The Cassiopeia Estate, Corfu. Built on the coast of the Greek island of Corfu, the Cassiopeia Estate is just a 10 to 15 minute walk from the local town, but far away enough to provide an unparalleled level of privacy in what's often seen as a busy location. Surrounded by sapphire-colored waters and the Albanian mountains in the distance as a backdrop, the property has 7 ensuite bedrooms, a theater, a huge kitchen, a living room, and a stunning dining room with a table large enough to host 14 people. Also featuring a gym, a sauna, and a steam room, as well as 2 swimming pools and a hot tub. Every part of the design is focused towards the waterfront to make the best use of its unique location. The sun terraces are a particular delight for relaxing during the warm days, and the waterside access means you can easily reach a small pebble beach and the sea. From here, you can swim or fish and access the jetty that can accommodate several boats and gives the ideal way to explore further along the coastline and the small uninhabited islands that lie further out in the bay. Even with this lavish luxury, the Cassiopeia Estate has been created in a way to reduce its environmental impact, from the locally sourced materials to the collection of rainwater, the reuse of gray water for the irrigation of the gardens, solar lighting, and even technology that reduces the volume of chemicals needed in the pool water. While it's a huge building that's got plenty of space for 14 people, these initiatives means that it's got the ecological footprint of a structure a quarter of its size. Number 8. Casa Ikal, Mexico. Located by the Caribbean Sea in the stunning biosphere reserve of Siancán in Mexico, the Casa Ikal is truly one of a kind. Featuring 4 bedrooms and 5 baths and sat on a 5-acre plot of private land, its position means it has 300 feet of seafront space, the same again of lagoon front space, and a large area outside space that looks out over it all. There's a double infinity pool with fiber optic lighting, locally sourced hardwood decking, a range of different entertainment spaces, and a fitness suite as well. It's currently available for rent, despite originally being intended as a vacation mansion for a family, but as places like this are so rare, it'll likely become a private space again in the near future. That's of course because development in a protected biosphere like this is highly restricted, and Casa Ikal was only allowed because it was built to the strictest environmental standards, so much so that the property is rated as being zero carbon and is completely self-sufficient. It's also fairly tricky to access, with no paved roads leading to it, but the effort is worth it. It's surrounded by pristine jungle. You're only a few minutes swim from a coral reef, and if you venture further, you'll find a series of ancient Mayan canals, which very few people have seen for themselves in the past 1,000 years. Number 7. Cerulean Villa, West End, Anguilla. Located on Anguilla's Barnes Bay and completed after an extensive renovation in 2013, the Cerulean Villa is an almost unbelievable beachfront mansion. Featuring 9 bedrooms, all of which have ensuite bathrooms, it can comfortably accommodate up to 18 people in the main 12,000 square foot building, as well as offering further space in the nearby Annex Villa. Boasting a modern and sophisticated design style throughout the interior, the rooms overlook the incredible views of the ocean, as well as the huge infinity pool that lies outside. As well as this, there's plenty more entertainment on offer too, such as huge fitness centers, beach volleyball court, tennis court, a jacuzzi, and a screening room. Its bold, angular appearance has led to it becoming a well-known sight along the coastline, and one that's helped increase the prestige of the area. But for now, a permanent owner is yet to be found. The company that built it is currently renting it out to trusted guests, but the long-term plan is to sell it for tens of millions of dollars to someone who's looking for an idyllic island retreat, while still being near the bustle of a vibrant nearby town. Number 6. Mar de Luz House, Peru. Constructed in 2013, the Mar de Luz House is a prime example of a waterfront location in Paracas, Peru, and it's the crowning achievement of the architectural company that designed it. According to them, the entire premise of the project was to keep the views of the bay and the horizon visible in every part of the mansion, and this led to the inclusion of various open and transparent elements. But this was complicated by the fact that Paracas is a notoriously windy place, and the site in particular receives the brunt of the wind from the bay, so structural walls were needed to protect the outdoor areas from this. You could hardly tell that there were such restrictions though, because the finished building is simply incredible. Split across 2 main sections with a garden and pools between them, the house uses a huge amount of toughened glass to let the natural light in and give the added impression of space, while the sand-colored stone was used to evoke the feeling of being on the seashore wherever you are. Since its completion, the house has been seen as a blueprint for further elegant mansions in this region, and with a number under construction at the moment, something similar could be available soon for anyone with the right budget. Number 5. The Fish House, Singapore. Designed by Goose Architects and completed in 2009, the Fish House is an extraordinary mansion that's on the seafront of Singapore, and it was seen as being so revolutionary that it won the Singapore Institute of Architects Design Award in 2010. Built in a way to specifically accommodate the environment in Singapore, where it's usually hot and humid but can suddenly change, the tropical home has huge open spaces that act in 2 important ways. The first being to encourage natural ventilation of the interior, and the second being to grant glorious views over the ocean from virtually anywhere inside there. The initial concept was to create a structure that has a close relationship with the surrounding nature, and one of the ways this was done was by including a pool around the lower level that links the house with the landscape and almost seems to flow out into the sea. The curved roofs add to this too and are covered in solar panels and grass to provide electricity and insulation. And even the media room in the basement has a curved acrylic ceiling to allow light in. It's another example of contemporary living in an eco-conscious way, and it's no wonder that it was purchased on the day it was first put up for sale. Number 4. 535 North County Road, Palm Beach. Palm Beach again, it continuously sets records for the price of homes that are sold there, and the property at 535 North County Road is no exception, after having been purchased for $140 million. Developed on a 2-acre plot on the north end, the mansion has 155 feet of direct shoreline on one of the most sought-after coastal areas in the world. But beyond the incredible view, this home is one of the most feature-laden ever built. offering over 21,000 square feet of living space. The main house and guest house have 9 bedrooms between them. It's got a modern feel with a white stucco exterior, and most of the rooms in the 2-story structure have views out across the water. There's a huge oceanfront swimming pool there, and inside it's a formal living room with an enormous fish tank, a club room with a pool table, a sunken media room, and a bar that's been carved from stone. Furthermore, there's a family room and a formal dining room, as well as a gym that includes a sauna and a hair salon, along with various other spaces for hosting and entertaining. With neighbors like the Peltz family, this is one of the most exclusive properties in the country. Number 3. The Mediterranean Pearl. Standing prominently on a cliffside in Alicante, Spain, is the Mediterranean Pearl, a luxury residence that was completed in 2013. With 4 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, it's got a total interior space measuring just over 4,500 square feet and is split across 3 levels. Its exterior is seen more as an artwork that imbues luxury and doesn't really conform to any traditional architectural style. And that's what makes it truly unique, as there's nothing else quite like it anywhere on Earth. Even the interior spaces are unusual, as they're separated by movable glass panels that not only allow natural light to easily pass through, but mean that the floor plan can be rearranged in line with any events or functions that are being hosted there. There are plenty of outdoor spaces too, with a pergola terrace, a swimming pool, and balconies in almost every room. And the designers have chosen colors and reflective materials to further leverage every photon of light that makes contact with the structure. There's surely no better place to live next to the Mediterranean, with the ability to be so close to local towns while being such a secluded and one-of-a-kind home. Number 2. Mandalay Villa, Turks and Caicos. The Turks and Caicos have seen a huge amount of development in recent years, and this means that it's got a large number of simply stunning beachfront mansions that are up there with the best of them. Mandalay Villa, for example, was built in 2012 and is set on a dune in southwest Providenciales. It's on 2 acres of land against 150 feet of Long Bay Beach, and it leads directly out onto the powdery sand. According to the architects, it was designed to mix fire and water with a huge pool lounge at the center, and has got an ambient blue recycled glass fire pit that's mirrored at night in the pool's water by an LED light display. This mansion's got 5 luxury bedrooms and 2 further 1-bedroom apartments in the drive through the gatehouse, and was specifically created to be the ideal entertainment venue. There are countless relaxation spaces, a jacuzzi, a screening room, and easy access to the rest of the island, which makes it no surprise that the current owners make it available for rental for around $50,000 a week. For some, it may be a little over the top, but if you're going to build a lavish mansion in such a beautiful location, then why not pull out all the stops? Number 1. Casa Atrevida, Costa Rica. With its rich wildlife and stunning waterfront locations, Costa Rica is a paradise wherever you go. But there's a beachside property that was completed in 2012 that sums up what the country's all about in luxurious fashion. Known as the Casa Atrevida, it's in Puerto Jimenez, and it was commissioned by a family from Europe to become their vacation home. Next to the beach, but also surrounded by thick jungle, it was purposefully designed to fit in with its surroundings and almost looks as if it had naturally grown there. Made from locally and ethically sourced timber, it's as permeable as possible to allow the breezes to pass through and counteract the hot and humid climate. The large eaves protect against torrential rains that develop and hold warmth in when it's cooler outside. It may not have all the amenities that you'd find in other mansions, but that's arguably the charm of this place. It's back to basics, but in a stylish and luxurious way, with various different living areas, so there's at least one that's suitable to the weather conditions. And an intimate closeness to the jungle itself that, because of the way the house was built, continues to grow around it. If there's a perfect example of opulent living while having a minimal impact on the environment, then Casa Atrevida is surely it. With solar panels and water treatment, it's entirely self-sufficient. At the same time, though, it's elegant and picturesque, and it's surely one of the most incredible oceanside mansions in the world. We'll see you tomorrow. Watch our binge-watching playlist if you'd like to watch all of our most popular top 15 videos. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and get ready to binge.